Thank you for tuning in to Crafter Hours. I'm Christina and I have another video for you guys. As you saw from the thumbnail, I'll be showing you how I made this Mario Kart cake for my daughter's 5th birthday. So first I'll show you how I was able to get the racetrack to spiral along the side of the cake, and then I'll show you how I made all of the little Mario power-ups and the enemies and other stuff from the game. So I made 4 layers to give myself enough height to make the track spiral down like how I wanted. I made a template for how big I wanted the platform at the top. I purposely kept it closer to one side so I could make the road a little wide on the other side. You'll see what I mean when I start to carve it. After I marked the circle for my platform, I also marked a line down the side of the cake to where I want my road to go, or where I wanted it to end. And I just start carving away. This is the part I was worried most about. I thought I was going to fudge it up, but it was actually easier than I thought it would be. Excuse my little taste tester. She couldn't wait to try a piece of cake. Once I got the track to spiral like how I wanted, I started with the crumb coat. And I was just using regular American buttercream. And for the color, I was going for a galaxy type of situation, but I didn't know that I needed to run my scraper over a couple more times to blend the colors more, but I still like how it came out. Now to do the road, I put some parchment paper on the side of the cake to help the gray from getting onto the sides. And now I realize I didn't need to do that because it was gonna get, if gray got on the side of the cake, it would have gotten covered up anyway. But that's just me. I'm always creating my work for myself. Now onto the gum paste accents. For the bricks, I just cut around the template that I printed out. Then I took my X-Acto knife and I scored the lines where I wanted, to make it look like a brick. And I took my toothpick and just pressed into those lines to make it more defined. For the banana, I took some gum paste and I started off with like a cylinderish shape, and I pinched the top to look like the banana top, the little thin part at the top of the banana. To separate the bottom, I tried to make 3 even cuts. After I make the cuts, I take the ends of the banana and I kind of fold them up to make them sit like how they sit in the game. I didn't have any circle cutters, so I just took my large icing tip to cut out circles for the coins. I took my X-Acto knife with the straight edge and I made the rectangle in the middle to look like the coins in the game. And I took a smaller icing tip and just made a little outer ridge of the coin, so it looks more like a coin. And I have here different sizes of coins so that I could make the different circles for the fire plant. So red for the outer circle, yellow for the middle, white for the center. And I also use that for the piranha plant. And I had a template for the trees too, so I just rolled out my green fondant and cut the trees out. And I had to make a lot of trees because I wanted to make sure it covers the bottom of the cake and then also spiraling up going around the track. I took that same green and I cut thin lines for the fire plant and the piranha plant's stems. And for the leaves, I start off with a circle and kind of smush it flat in between 2 fingers while pinching the other end to make it pointy with the other fingers on my other hand. And then I go in with my toothpick and press the line in the middle to give it more of a leaf look. And this might have been the trickiest part, making these tiny eyes. So I take a small ball of black gum paste and flatten it, and then try to shape it into an oval. They ended up being a little bit bigger than I needed, so I just trimmed them up once I placed them on, and it actually worked. And now for Bob-omb. I think that's how you say his name, but he's the little bomb guy. I used a cherry mold that I had to make sure all the balls were the same. So once I, got the gum paste in it, I just took it out and rolled it into a ball. For his eyes, I took a little white ball, flattened it, shaped it, put them on. And now for the mushroom power up. I used the same cherry molds to make the top of the mushroom. I rolled it into a ball, and I just cut off a little piece on one side to make it look like the top of that mushroom. And for the white spots on top of the mushroom, I used a straw to cut out smaller circles. And for the face, I took some beige gum paste and made a ball. I flattened it to one side to kind of look like a wedge. And I cut off the two sides to make it a little bit thinner. And I took the tip of a flower petal cutter to make the mouth. So the piranha plant has white spots too. I took small balls of gum paste, rolled them out, and smushed them into circles. And for the teeth, I just cut up a dot or a circle, cut it in half, and then you cut the semicircle, and then you cut those, it turns into triangles, and you just cut them however big you want the teeth. So first I was putting the lips on and then attaching the teeth, but I found it was easier to attach the teeth first and then lay the lips over the teeth. And now the fun part. Enjoy this time lapse of me putting all the pieces in place. So here I'm just putting on the finishing touches, which is the letters. I used a mold, and once I made all my letters, I placed them on the cake, and once I liked their position, I just used a little bit of water to stick them in place. And there we have the birthday girl. She was so happy with how her cake came out. But yeah, this was such a fun cake to make. I hope you enjoyed watching. Links for all of the products used will be in the description box. Let me know what other crafts or DIY projects you would like me to try out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.